Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another weekend of Hell Let Loose. Let's get ourselves across to the main screen there. This is a huge weekend of Hell Let Loose coming up. G'day, I'm your host, Noppers. Welcome to, what is it, Saturday morning? I don't even know anymore. Welcome to Saturday morning. This is an 18s day for me, and I will be discussing the one match this week, and it is OPBHB versus Gary Busters, as you can see there on the screen in front of you, and they're fighting today on Carentan Derailed Train. So we're pretty close to match start. Actually, there's a 5-minute delay to this stream, by the way, just in case you're wondering. So I will be able to do a little bit of chat interaction there, but not too much. Yeah, they're just actually in the point of almost finishing setup now. So I figure I'd start the stream and try and line it up. Sometimes we have to wait quite a while for map flips and things like that. But this time around, it looks like it's going pretty smooth here. We'll just bring up the main screen there for you, and I'll show you who's who there for starters. So these are the two teams for the day. You can see it's 20 versus 20 at the moment, but that's because there's 2 refs and 2 cast spots. I've got both cameras today, and there's 2 referees as well. The remainder, of course, are the GBI players on the left-hand side there and the OPBHB on the right-hand side. Both of these teams I know reasonably well. I've cast matches with them over the last year or so. Particular faces to note, I guess, on the GBI side that I would point out straight away. Murray Mofo, Pedro's pretty good there. Cook's not too bad either. Corsi Sicinius, I always have trouble with his name, but I managed to get it right today, I think. So happy there. So there are a couple of the names that just, you know, keep an eye out. There's a couple of new ones there that I don't know. To the Peter Copter. Fair enough, I haven't seen that one before. On the right-hand side there, there's a couple of famous names as well. 50 Ninjas, of course, and Dyslexics Untied. Love his name. Infidel and Fat Egg. Shouts to those guys. And Don Weiss down the bottom there. Some very, very good players there on the OPBHB team. A lot of strength there. Don Weiss, probably one of the ones to watch, at least from what I've seen of him in the past. So back over to the main screen we go. No, we don't want to do that. We want to do this. Okay, cool. And, well, just for that visibility there, you can see they're just doing the setup now. So we're really, really close to start. I will just keep an eye on that in that top corner there. Wait a sec. Yeah. Then just looking at the timings now, I reckon we're not too far off, to be honest. And I will have a match timer going up. Now, just for those that were wondering where we are at with some of this stuff so far, here's the platinum groupings. This is the platinum bracket itself, and you can see all the different teams there as the standings after last week's sort of stuff. The right-hand one there, now OPBHB and GBI there, both of these teams need a win. That's absolutely no question. I'm just keeping an eye on this main screen here as watching what's happened. Looks like we're pretty close to set up and start. Yeah, so that's OPBHB and GBI both need a win today. So that's pretty tough for one team there, of course. Both on 4 there on the chart as well. And back over to the other screen as we were just looking at before. This is the other brackets going on. Now, I did say that there's a fair bit of hell let loose on this weekend. There's something like 6 or 8 matches tomorrow just in the American Premier League, which is starting this weekend. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do it that one this weekend. So I'll be able to pick up some matches next weekend. But catch out some of the streamers tomorrow in particular for those big matches. Should be a great competition. This 18s, though, it's going all weekend for this particular comp. So there'll be matches all over the place there. Try and get onto the Discord and have a look and check out some of the good matches that are being played. So we are very close to starting here. So I'm going to just looking for a timer. That's why I've got the chat up at the moment. What we might do is we might get rid of that screen. We might quickly bring up the map and show you a derailed train there. You can see in the Charlie and Delta columns, and it's got a lot of variety. Derailed train. It's not a bad little spot to fight in, but there is a bit of open terrain out the other side of it, and I have seen that is a bit of a challenge for some teams when they get their garrisons spotted from distance. They really struggle to come in, but that's something you've got to play at. You've got to, not get pushed back so far that you're spawning in your garrison and getting punched in the face. So we'll see what happens anyway. All right, let's do that there. What else do I want to do here? Just literally looking for when the timer comes, because we're pretty bloody close. Now, there is one thing I'll say. What I might just do is bring up the main screen now. So I will follow GBI on the main screen in this one. So and we'll just get that New Orleans thing in the background, so we're going to be music, so you don't have to just listen to my face talking. We will follow GBI on the main screen. That's the main view there you can see. And as always, in the top right-hand corner, I've got my second screen, and that is, of course, OPBHB. So that will always be the way. So on the main screen here, you will always see the blue icons are GBI. Just saves a little bit of that confusion, doesn't it? So don't know what's going on here, why we have somebody running away from the point. I would expect that there's no commanders in this mode, by the way. It's 18v18. So start time of 1:12, they're saying. It looks like that's what it's going to be. Yeah, something must have happened with the garrison or whatever. So they'll get that set up. So 1:12 looks like it's going to be when the timer is good to go. And what happens is effectively one person stands in the circle. And we do have this view today, of course, as well. Just those that haven't seen my streams before. We do the 2-map stream thing here, so you can actually see both what's going on, but we won't touch this too much today because it's 18, so we're only looking at the 4 grid squares. And the 4 grid squares I talk about, of course, are these 4 grid squares. That's the capture area for derailed train, and that is the battle area. And if I zoom that in a little bit now, we can just have a close look at that. There's your boundary there. All right, and they can go, and I've learnt this in the last few weeks, they can go out of bounds or out of bounds here as well, for up to 10 seconds. If they're out any longer than 10 seconds, they get booted from the match and they have to rejoin, which of course takes time. So it is on the players to make sure that they are aware of their situation, but they are allowed to step outside of it very quickly to do something sneaky. That's part of the rules. It's been built in. They just wanted this boundary to act the same as the map edge, so that it was, there was nothing special about anything. It was just always the same sort of rule set. So anyway, we won't spend too much time in that screen today, but it is there for us to have a look at. 1:12 is the time, so 50 seconds out now. I will get myself ready on the timer there. Again, 2 screens, and you can see the icons up the top there. So GBI have managed to pick up allies for the first round, as you can see there. And of course, that makes OPBHB the Axis players. So that's this first 30-minute window. Our 18s are about 30 minutes. So every match is 30 minutes. Sorry, every round is 30 minutes long, and it's the best of 3. So for this first 30 minutes, of course, GBI are allies and OPBHB are access. 20 seconds out now, folks. I will just do that so that I can click the thing over here. Another screen over here, and I'm just working that one. Very soon, I'm actually going to have a monitor up above the main screen so I can talk straight to the microphone while I'm doing it. But at the moment, it's all a bit... Oh, wait, the start time has changed. It's now 1:10. Okay, so they must have something going wrong there for them. All right, well, the question for chat, of course, now is who's going to win? Who is going to be the team that dominates this today? That's your question, folks. Up to you to answer what that actually looks like. Of course, we will have our fans from each clan in the chat telling us, of course, their clan's going to win. But this is 18, so where you see some of the comps we stream the 35s, the 49s, the 40s and stuff like that, that's a broader player base. So, you know, you do get some clans that are a bit stronger because they've got a lot more of a core player base than others. At the 18s level, it really normalizes folks down to their skilled players. So it's very hard to pick a winning team a lot of the time because these teams are pretty damn good at that player skill level. You know, if you're in this comp, then you're probably above par when it comes to your actual first-person shooter skill set. And more importantly, remember, Hell Let Loose is not your average first-person shooter, despite the best efforts of the developers at the moment to make a mess of it. They are absolutely have made a bit of a gem here in relation to how challenging this game is. You know, you don't know where the enemy is, which is why this game mode that we're doing now, 18s, is pretty good. You've got to use your brain and your eyes a bit more than the run and jump methodology of other first-person shooters. So we're 27 seconds out, folks. This is Hell Let Loose. I'm your host, Noppers. No, I'm not a priest, thanks, Leaps. I've just got my white tie on today. But it's the way the camera sits, it looks pretty funky, doesn't it? All right. Where are we at? We got 10 seconds just about. I will get that timer up the top there. And it will be set off at 5, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gents, that is game time. Music's gone now, and we are away, according to what I've got on my screen, and they're all belting away from that set of garrisons now. And you can see there, what do we got up the top there? A little bit up the top, most of the OPBHB down here on the train station itself. Same for GBI, okay. So I do have a camera there in the top right corner, right in close. There's the first rockets coming in. That was way, way short of anything, that rocket. We'll try and keep this north facing because if you can see our position here, we're right on the edge of the line, so we'll get a good view of the point itself. And I'm not going to move around too much from there. Nice little panoramic on that bottom camera, though, as we watch the teams run in. So that's the OPBHB view there. As they come in, that'll look really cool. And we'll get some eyes on that nice and tight. Looks like it's fairly static at the moment, of course. There's lots of rounds going down range, but no one's really picking up anybody at this stage. Bullets going down range. Looks like OPBHB have actually picked up the point slightly earlier. Pedro putting in... Centigrade putting in rockets there, not doing any good at all with those. They're way short. He might have thought he saw something there, but it didn't do shit. Okay, there's a few deaths going up at the top there now. OPBHB seem to have the high ground just slightly over GBI. And remember, it doesn't really matter what happens with the cap here, so long as somebody owns it at the 30-minute mark. That's all that matters. If both teams are still contesting it, then it'll go into overtime. But... OPBHB picked up the early cap there, but now GBI have just got numbers down the bottom here in the circle area, and they're just starting to pick it up now, although Pedro just got nailed, and that's going to push it back into a contested. I think OPBHB got map control just slightly at the moment. Just slightly at the moment. Ajax doing a nice little flanky-panky there. He's just near the line, but he's not over the line, so that's fine there. Richie's got to be careful there. He's all isolated now. Nice moves there from OPBHB to take that point. We might get that camera... What do you reckon? We might keep this camera here, just on the point itself, because this is where the fight's going to be. So that top right corner is always going to be on that point, and we're going to watch some of these individual plays. Look at Richie there. He's just going to camp it out inside the house here. We'll probably just clip through that building, shall we? And he's doing his little watchiness. Ajax around the back. You can hear someone moving in on him now. Love this sort of stuff. Look at the play, though. Look at the lean and move. All right, I don't Don't do enough of that myself. Those guys around the back there have no idea Richie's there, but Richie's not actually pushing on him either. So whilst he's in the point and annoying him, he's not actually having any effect at the moment. Not really shooting at anybody. Numbers is able to just sit there and machine gun down range, but it's keeping GBI out of the point. Like far enough out now, they're pushed right back there. Richie's got to clean these two guys out, and he will likely do it with a little bit of smart play here. There we go. Oh, nice kills. Double kills from Richie. There you go, folks. He was a bit sluggish there in that building, not really affecting much, but he's just taken two down. That's taken the pressure off of that spawn over there now, allowing GBI to push forward. They've really cleared that out. Well done, Richie. That is great individual play there, clearing that out. And OPBHB are just losing that north ground as well. Well, sorry, south ground, actually. So the high ground is what we should call it. And GBI just starting to pick up some kills up there as well. So well done to them here. They've still got that big spawn wave coming in down the bottom there now. As OPBHB try and get back onto the point itself. They got pushed out there. Richie, just very good play there. A little bit slow for my liking, but he managed to take him down, and that's what mattered. We'll just watch him play out here. Yes, he's picked up another one there. Now he'll relocate because everyone will know he's there. So he's relocating out to see what he can kill from another angle, I guess. Ajax there watching the window. Bam! Nice shot kill there for Ajax. Cleans up that problem for OPBHB, and now it's normalised a little bit. But it's given GBI the chance to just push forward a couple of buildings there away from where they were spawning in. They are still fair way out, but they should be able to get some fire support in. Let's look at it from their end. Nice kill up there as well. I just saw a couple of kills. Great work here from GBI. They're pushing in beautifully here. Again, a little bit of an MVP play there. From one of the GBI players. Well done to him. Icon now right up there trying to get an OP forward. Richie, well done. Jack throwing grenades over. Icon's going to have to be careful. Terry's been picked off solo, but he's picked up Infidel as a trade. Oh, and that grenade. Beautiful grenade from Ajax. Takes his man down. Well done. Pedro and Murray Mofo and Centigram moving in nicely. Let's just check this north area out. Looks like GBI have pushed OPBHB back just slightly, but there is still a machine gunner waiting there for anybody silly enough to pop their head around the corner. And he has got a nice line there, so he's just watching that gap. He doesn't care about anything to the left of screen there, as you can see. That's all covered by everyone else. But what a shot from Reddy Fishy. How he's managed to get that. He's threaded the needle of the buildings. He's popped his head up. That machine gunner had no idea. Great kill there. GBI doing some really good work here. They might have lost the first cap, but boy, they are showing that they are matched off well against OPBHB. Great to see all those folks in chat there too. Plenty of familiar names there. Lovely to see you, gang. Welcome to Saturday morning. This is a really good match so far. I am enjoying this one, I must admit. GBI still trying to push in through here. They probably need to like pop smoke just there in front of us there in this sort of area. And try and get in over to the left there, I think, because and maybe a little bit oversight. They should be able to push here. I'm actually quite surprised they're not getting up through this area because it's very hard for OPBHB to set up a defensive line there without popping their heads over walls and getting shot. But by the same token, I think GBI are struggling to set up as well. There's a rocket into the building there. Richie's just doing the run now. But the timing of it is poor because Infidel's got him. Yeah, nice kill from Infidel there. And those rockets from Land Cruise are actually... Oh, nice kill from Terry there on... Oh, no, might have been Cruise, actually. So, GBI haven't picked up that left ground. That's going to be a problem for him. Infidel's going to push him back here. This is nice play from him. Watch this. Pops his head around the corner. Bam. Nice kill there. Now, Land Cruiser doesn't realise that's just happened. He's going to go for another one. As soon as Richie pops around there, he sees him. There's Infidel taking shots now for... Oh, he's shot the sandbags. But real problem here for GBI. They've just lost that left ground. Yeah, nice kill from Richie. Good kill. Infidel there probably was a little bit unpositioned in that he didn't really have many choices from that point. But they've lost that left ground. They're going to have to try and take that back. GBI just playing a bit of a static play now here, defending this area. They don't want to lose that, that's for sure. If they lose this area here, then it's GG's. No question, because I don't reckon they'll be able to push back through it. What have we got on the timer so far, folks? We've got 23 minutes to go there. You can see at the top of screen. That'll be pretty accurate too, because I started at the same time as the main timer when they're expecting to go. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Point still not contested enough yet from GBI, but here's Corsi. Why running across the open field again? Is he supported? He's now taking... He's doing the Will Smith, take a knee, middle of the field. All right, but he's picked up his man. That's amazing, actually. Well played. Really, really not a lot of cover here to set yourself up in a defensive position. Because the moment you know, and this is either side, by the way, so I'll just talk about this area. The moment you pop your head up over this hill, someone's going to see you. Fence. Someone's going to see you, and you don't really have much cover from any angle, so it's quite challenging. Well, we'll get rid of that timer, actually. The fucking chat, actually. I don't like that, having that up in match. Horsey, though, eventually caught out in the open, just shredded down. Proxy there, nice position. Richie pushing into that area. That's what they need to do, GBI. They are trying that centre area a little bit here, but I don't know if they're getting anywhere with that, to be honest. Oh, excuse me. More coffee required. Up north, no, up top of map here, up whatever we call it. High ground. Up the high ground here, no one has made any ground whatsoever. OPBHB on the defensive. Aragon has actually pushed back. There's a familiar name. He's been pushed back in a defensive position, but this is a pretty good spot. Again, I mean, you might end up getting picked off, but I do like that. If you can see okay through there, it's nice enough. And the reason I like it is because we back off from him a little bit. I mean, he just moved, but all the stuff, the bushes and that behind him means that he gets camouflage out of that. He can still be seen. He's pretty much in the open, but it's camouflage. Good kills there from OPBHB, just picking up those players. And we'll just swing that camera to the right of point there as we watch GBI trying to push in again. Plenty of bullets flying down range here. I think by controlling this centre area, actually, the GBI players are struggling against OPBHB for this here. So 50 Ninjas there is up in a... Why is he in the third story of that building? Okay, again, I don't understand that. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. So someone will need to be on that. They put a rocket in, but shit, you know what? I'm not going to speculate anymore because every time I've thought I understood the rules, I've turned out to be wrong. So at this point in time, I didn't think that was allowed, that third story of that building, but I will find out at some stage. I might ask in between the matches here. Pretty sure he's not allowed to be in the top floor though, but hey, whatever. I'll just leave that parked for now. Okay, GBI still struggling to get across here. Infidel has pushed back in the same spot he was before, so the GBI players have not managed to clear that little push on the left side there out. However, they are holding against it at least at the moment, so that's good enough. But what have we got left? 19 minutes. There's still a fair bit of time to go. I'm probably going to just quickly ask that. So we'll have a look at the field position here while we're looking at it and just see what it looks like there. Actually, let's go across the 2 map and take a quick look. And I'll ask a question. Ninjas in the... So you could see there with position on the field and what it actually looks like. Yeah, I think it's the problem for GBI there is they've just been pushed into little defensive pockets at the moment and they're not making any ground. Anyway, we don't want to look at that for too much. I just wanted to show you that quickly. We'll get back to that main screen now. And this is the defensive pocket. Oh, Don Vice, look at him go. OPBHB pushing up nicely there on that flank. And he's cleaning out. This is a problem for OPBHB. An absolute problem for OPBHB. He's pushing up into where they're defending. Cooked is going to get cooked. There's a joke there somewhere. I'm going to leave it alone. He's pushing into the building. You can hear him walking in now. Nice little play here from Don Vice. I did say he was one to watch. Oh, great kill, though, from Cook. Straight through the floor. Thanks for coming, Don Vice, but get out of there, mate. However, look what's happened here. GBI being pushed right back. They're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Yeah, this is a real problem for them right now. They've been pushed right back out of that area. I said they can't really afford to lose. And we'll just watch that in that top right corner now. They've got to take that back. This is disastrous for GBI here at the moment. They've still got time, 18 minutes to go. But yeah, problems. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I do not know what they're going to do with that right now. They're trying that high ground push as well. They are taking the middle of the map back, but not really. So they're pushing up to a point and then they're getting clipped from sides. And I think they're in trouble. I think they're in trouble here, GBI. They've got to really try and take one of these areas and dominate it so that they can get field position back. But right now they do not have field position. They do not have field position. So, yeah, big problems for GBI, but they're not even halfway through. So 17 to go. We'll see what happens here. They are taking the high ground a little bit. That looks like where they're putting a bit of their attention, but OPBHB responding to that and responding well. I just can't believe they lost this area here. I really am genuinely surprised by that. And, well, if we look at where we're actually located here, this is where the line is. So let's move ourselves over that line. It's about here. So that line, if I look that way now, yeah, that's the line right there. So this is the edge where Infidel can't go any further forward, really. So OPBHB are just dominating this field area now, and GBI have got to try and clear out these guys to get back into the play area. This is actually the circle, the squares they got to be in right here. And they're just being pushed back into their defensive area. So, yeah, fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. From GBI here, from OPBHB here, GBI a world of trouble, folks. 16 to go. Again, this is the silly thing about this game, is you think it's all over, you think it's all done, or you think it's been hard and grindy so far, and you know, a tough fight. We're not even halfway through this match yet. This round, rather. Proz is in a good position there. We'll just watch this for a little bit. We're keeping an eye on that top right corner, of course, at all times. Kobayashi there has been, somebody can repronounce that for me. I'm actually going to Tokyo in about a month's time. So if that's a Japanese name, I really need any Japanese skills whatsoever because I do not have any. But here's a nice little push here. Strike and Zombie there pushing down on Blue. Blue's picked up one. Strike out there. The trade is happening now. Nice kill. Actually, I don't know if that was Blue. Blue was too far around the back. Rocket's going past. Strike out knows Murray Mofo, or somebody is there at least. Anyway, Flo. Good little play here from OPBHB. They've dominated. Blue's just been picked off there. Probably popping his head around the corner. You got picked off from down that road, I would guess. And yeah, so this is good stuff from OPBHB. They've pressed him back. Easy has done a raid. Welcome, mates. Great to see you. Were you doing a 15 this morning? I didn't even know that. If so, lovely to see you, mate. Thank you for the raid. And this is a tight little battle here, mate. We're 15 down, 15 to go. This is the first round. So welcome to the Raiders there. Lovely to see you, folks. And what's occurred so far is that OPBHB picked up the derailed train point there. You can see just off the left of screen. And they held it, and they were holding it with about 100 metres gap there. And this area over here was where GBI were sort of camped out. And OPBHB managed to push through this spot here into that and cleared out the GBI players. And now GBI are on the back foot, that's for sure. And we're watching just the north play at the moment to see what actually will happen here. GBI are struggling against this very, very good OPBHB defence. They are chipping away at it, but they're not getting anywhere too much. And that top right camera there, you can see, is the other team. You know, the view over that point that I was talking about with OPBHB camping it out. So yeah, look, GBI up against it at the moment with 14 to go. They've really got to push somewhere. Proz is just gradually making his way across. He's picked up a Laren there in the right of screen. Yeah, so there you go. Big trouble for GBI. There we go. Easy's given us the rule. That was the 3-story building south side of the shrine point. It's allowed. It's on the east of the play area. That isn't allowed. There you go. And that's why I decided not to speculate at all, because I know there's some little funky rules about certain things in certain areas, and I just haven't looked them up. So that's why I rely on chat for this information. Thank you there, Easy. So 50 Ninjas is positioned well in that building and legally as well. So that's a problem for GBI. I bet a good rocket will clear that out, except he keeps coming back. So, yeah, I think... for this one at the moment, GBI just slightly getting outplayed here by OPBHB. We're right on the map edge here, by the way. Halo and Proz are having a bit of a tag team off here at the moment. So GBI making a little bit of ground, but it's the fact that they've lost that area. Remember, we use the clock ray method. So 11 o'clock position on the screen right now, which is looking over there. All right. They lost that area. That's the area that we're talking about. So I use it like a clock face for those that haven't seen my streams before. 12 o'clock at the top, 6 at the bottom, 3 on the right and 9 on the left. So we can talk about stuff at any given point. So you can see GBI there just sort of a bit camped there on the 9 o'clock position, trying to press against a lot of OPBHB. And, you know, I mean, so far the trade's relatively even. I think that just GBI have been slightly outflanked occasionally, but the trade's pretty even, 50-50 each way, you know. No team is dominating the other in actual gunnery, but OPBHB have slightly outplayed GBI in map positioning and map gameplay. So yeah, all the work to do. Pros, though, he's having a field day down here. Any OPBHB that comes against him, he's just carving them up. So Pros doing a little bit of MPVP at the moment while he's trying to wait for his teammates to get up here. So he's been up here for ages, just picking off the OPBHB players. Of course, they're spawning in nice and quickly, so problematic. What's going on here? A little bit of a run play as well. We'll watch this play out, and we'll just see what happens. Oh, Centigram literally walked, almost headbutted that player. He's getting his rifle out. Oh, he's done the jump, and it hasn't worked. And Reggie's down as well. Leaps and Seeker there. Great play pushing out that GBI attack. 11 to go. Pros still in amongst it up the north here. Everybody else around him is dying. But Pros is just having a great play by himself. He's clearly a Tarkov player, old Pros. He's going to probably pick up Aragon. Aragon has no idea he's there. But maybe it might flip around the other way. Alera now running across the field. Bam. Strikeout gets picked off. Alera, oh, yep, that's it. So just too many numbers there. But Pros, great play. Reddy Fishy's pushing up now. Aragon's positioned well. GBI in all sorts of trouble here, folks. All sorts of trouble. 11 to go, and they are not gaining ground at all. They've got to try and shake this up a little bit. All right. They absolutely have to try and shake this up a little bit. I'm going to get that camera now up to the top and just watch out this little stuff that's going on up here in that top right corner. So we can keep an eye on that at all stages. All right. So thanks, boys and girls in the chat for letting us know about that. And there is, I guess, it's they pick these zones, each zone, and there's a bunch of rules. And I do remember, like, if you read chat here, oh no, it's just dropped off. They were asking, are you guys aware of all the banned zones? And even the players on the team were like, yeah, no, what? So it's, I mean, it's up to the teams, isn't it? That's their problem. But yeah, there are little different rules for different areas, and that they didn't want to, from what I understand of it, and I've had nothing to do with the development of the 18s, but they didn't want to make it overly complex and take away too much from zones. You really, in these sorts of comps, you want to make the battle just flow, and you want to make it just play out, and not have to overemphasize this and that and take away rules and add rules and stuff. But you know, sometimes there are certain areas of the map that are a clear advantage or disadvantage. When I ran my Fire Team Invitational, that was a 6v6 competition, and the way I ran it was like, this would be the capture point, this tower thing right here, and we'd have a ref on either side just watching, you know, and the idea was you killed the enemy and you only had one life each. So it made it really, really interesting. But the timer was, I think it was either 10 or 15 minutes I gave for those matches. So you didn't have time to fucking just camp your life away. You had to do something about it. And it's whoever had the closest people to the objective at the end actually won. So I didn't change any of the other rules otherwise. You know, everyone could carry whatever they wanted, do whatever they wanted. It was just about making sure that we had people fighting, but they only had one life, so or unless you're medicked up, of course. So that went pretty well, and I do need to run it again. I just haven't had time, and there's too many comps going on at the moment anyway for me to sort of set up another one. But it was a quick and dirty competition that was a lot of fun, to be honest, and it was really sweaty. Players just were right in there sweating their asses off for the gameplay because it was so hard when you've only got one life. This is pretty close to that same sort of feeling, I reckon. You've got more than one life, of course, but they don't have a lot of time, and 8 minutes left here for GBI, and they haven't made any headway anywhere on this map at the moment against this really, really good defense from OPBHB. Having said that, we can see, though, that GBI are making some ground up the top here. That's not where they want to be making the ground, though, with 8 to go. They need to make it here where Icon is. Icon's managed to go nowhere for ages, unfortunately, because OPBHB have been so strong. I think they might be psyching him out a little bit here, though. There's not a lot of OPBHB defense down here, and Icon will be able to get his OP up and push maybe some troops across to this trench or whatever. Where are we at the moment? We're a fair way out, actually. Let's just zoom in a little bit here and see where that is. Yeah, this trench system here, they'll be able to push some up. So he should be trying to get the team pushing down this way. Because the cap's just there to our left. This is where they've got to be, folks. This is where they've got to be with 7 to go. You've got to get in the circle. Circle being just here to the left. All that north of map, or not north of map, high ground of map area up there at the technical opposition is nice, but ultimately it's not going to win the match if you're not in the circle. And look at this. GBI just getting cleaned up at the back here by some brilliant play from OPBHB. I reckon it's going to go their way with 7 to go. I think it's going to be OPBHB first round. You know, that's how it sort of works. At this stage, I don't think they're going to pick that back up. 650 to go. OPBHB to be too strong. You can see even up the north there, that machine gunner allowed on the roof, by the way. I know that. That's perfectly fine. It's a single-story building, so you can climb up on the roof there. Fuck knows how they get up there half the time, though. But even here, there's 4 or 5 here. Oh, I suppose Infidel. No, there's 5 actually here. There's a squad versus a squad here. I would right now grab everybody I've got, pump him in off that back garrison, except for maybe one up the top there just throwing stuff. Look at Don Weiss again, though, folks. He's made his way through. Bam, they're all dead there. Wow. Don Weiss has made his way through again into the back lines of GBI, and he's just picking people off. Pedro down from Don Weiss. Nice kill. Reggie now knows there's someone there, though. He's probably wondering how the fuck he got behind him. 5 minutes 56 to go. Ajax there doing great work killing off the GBI players on that bottom spawn. On that spawn there. Yeah. Wow, this has just been such great continuous pressure gradually. I mean, just very good work here from OPBHB to gradually push out their GBI players. And again, the trade's been going pretty well, but you do have moments of brilliance there, like from Don Weiss, who's now down, of course, but that are just really busting open the GBI lines. And they have been outplayed over that area there, GBI, no question. And that's their spot right now. 1 or 2 up here shooting, the rest over there. That's what I do. That's what you have to do. 5 minutes to go. Let's see if they actually take that on. 1 or 2 up the top there where Proz is. I mean, Proz by himself could hold up a whole squad right now. Proz by himself would take a whole squad. Centigram's made it his way across. This is good work. They're in the open a bit too much there, but Venom there in position. I think there's... Oh, jeez. I don't know. Centigram's probably going to get across to about here and then get shot. There's numbers up on the wall now. The numbers are on the wall. The writing is on the wall, folks. Yeah, that was a bit thin, that one. Centigram pushing forward here. If he can clear out with 4 minutes 24, if he could... Oh, what a rocket! Straight through, but Infidel's going to see him. Yes, he has. Centigram, bam, jumping over. Bam. Oh, he's taking his man down. That's 2. This is good work. Centigram, little MVP moment here. Of course, he's Cecilia, whatever his name is. It's just there with a couple against him. He's been picked up. Both picked up nicely. Numbers now knows some bad person's down here. Top of map's no longer interesting, folks. We've got to get into this area here. We've got to get into this area here. Someone's bringing me food. Thank you, Bailey. I've just been given a plate of bacon. Love a good plate of bacon. No, we just lost that guy there. That was always going to happen, I think. They just have too many spawns. 3:30 to go. God, now all I can smell is bacon in this room and I'm hungry. Not eating it, I promise. GBI, 3 minutes to go. Can they do something here? Remember, if the point's being contested at the 0 mark, it's still game on. We go into overtime. I'm going to get down in that street level now and watch this play. Richie, back in the building. No, he gets taken out by Infidel. I'm sure there's a joke in there too, but I'm not going to do it either. Numbers. Proxy chance. It's Bad Joke Saturday, I think. Yeah, so you can see OPBHB just consolidating their defence here now. They are pushing out nicely. They've got a gunner in there. GBI have managed to take back that building area that I told them they couldn't lose. That's good. 2 minutes 20. Just tight here, folks. Can GBI claw this back in the dying moments? They've got all the things to do, though. OPBHB in a really good position to just defend this. You can see their guys are just static. The only way GBI is going to get across here is smoke, I reckon. The only way they're going to get across is smoke. Watching it from the top right there in GBI's perspective. That's where they got to go. They got to get across that open field there. We're watching it. GBI making it. Icons across. No one way. Oh, Proxy's been picked up by Land. Oh, and Richie's down. Icons in there though. Watching and waiting. Watching and waiting. What's going to happen? Another spawn wave comes in. 126. Flo's making his way through the middle of the map. There's still a bit of pressure up there. This is... Oh, big kills from Numbers. Shreds everybody running across the open field. Nice kill there from... might have been Icon that picked that up. I don't know, actually. I didn't see where that bullet came from. Icon pushing his way around the sides of the buildings here. Last minute. Icon's got to get an OP up here and spawn in. Murray's trying to push down the main road. Oh, it's edgy, folks. Geez, this is going to be tight. I think OPBHB will hold this. I think they will. Murray's got to get forward with his squad. Icon's got to get forward. Everybody should be down here now. This is where the battle is. On the point. 40 seconds. If there is a contested happening, then it's still on. Rockets come in from blue. A little bit short. Icon picks up one. Skiz is going to come around and get him. If that happens, it'll be GG's there for this first round. 27 seconds. Icon down. Ducks. Watching. 20 seconds left. Rockets in. Oh, Ajax, don't run out there, mate. All bad. Oh, there, Icon down. That'll have to be it. 10 seconds. Nobody on the point. Ajax, where's it to the face? 5 seconds. And there you go, folks. GBI pushed at the end. That'd have to be... Yep, there it is. GG's has been called. GG's has been called. So first round has gone to OPBHB. They took that point early. They fought for about 10 in a trade. And then they pushed GBI out of that area that they couldn't afford to lose. So first round to OPBHB. We might just put some music on here for a moment. They're not going to flip. They're probably just going to flip the teams over to different sides. Looking at the numbers so far there, folks. Put some music on in the background there. And it looks like they're just switching teams. So I'm going to do that too. I'm just going to put myself on pause with the microphone here. Great play, though, from both teams first round. And even Bacon, that's what I'm going to do. And you don't want to listen to that. I'll just be gone a minute. You can see there, folks, they're doing a bit of a flippity flip. I actually didn't expect that. So we'll just watch this play out. And I'm going to sit here and eat my bacon, and you can listen to some New Orleans music while we watch it play out. All right, so I am still here, folks. Just watching what's going on here, waiting for this. They've obviously done a full reset of the map, which is perfectly fine, of course. And well, we saw OPBHB just outplay GBI in that first match. So I think allies are supposed to have the advantage. I think that's what it says. I'm not sure. I don't really feel like anyone's got that much of an advantage in these matches. Most of them anyway. So we're just getting the setup happen again now, as you can see. Folks are set up again, and you'll notice the icons up the top there have all changed. So GBI now Axis and OPBHB are the allies. And loud actually. That to me. Yeah, GBI are the Axis and OPBHB are the allies, and we will be watching the same team on the main screen, which is blue will be GBI and OPBHB will be orange. And in the top right corner, it's the opposite colors, of course. So that was an interesting start, though, wasn't it? And I was genuinely impressed with OPBHB in that first round. They demonstrated why they are a good team. Now, we know from before both teams need to win today, so GBI now need to get on it and hook in and try and win this back. GBI, of course, a blend of Oceanic, that's Australian New Zealand team. I think they might have some Americans in there, I can't remember. And OPBHB, I believe, are an American team, but someone correct me if I'm wrong. North American team, that is. So, you know, we do see quite a lot of these players playing in different stuff on the streams that I can do because they the time zones work out better. I don't get to see a lot of the European players and teams because the timings are always shit. It's like 3 a.m. when they do matches. So while I am keen and able to do that from time to time, it has to have plenty of notice. So anyway, all right. So we are just waiting for this to sort itself out, of course. As you can see there, they're just getting positioned and set up. So we might just chill for a bit with a bit more music while we wait for that to play out. While we're waiting for this next match to come up, let's now have a bit of a chat about the actual area itself. So we didn't really look at that at the start of the match, but this is the line down here, right, where we are literally on the line now. That's the line down here. So you probably can't sneak around that building there, right into this area here because it'd be just outside because you'd die before you got round. But, you know, it's maybe worth it. Oh, shit, too far. It's maybe worth a try. But you can sneak around that little spot there, I reckon. Let's have a look. Yes, you could absolutely come around through here and come down the side of that building. And that's what some of the OPBHB were doing before. What else can we talk about here? Well, this defensive area here is sort of on the edge of the circle. It has part of the circle included in it just there, of course. So this is hard terrain to fight over most times because, you know, you're ducking and diving in amongst buildings. And that's why OPBHB pushed out to this spot here. So they actually can get a gunner up here and you know, a little bit of shelter from up the high ground there, and they can shoot out across that way. What was found, of course, was trying to shoot through from here and, you know, spotting over into that area there and getting shot at. So GBI have got to try and do what OPBHB did to them and push down through this area here, which they can. This is all good terrain. And then sort of flank them and shoot them in the arse around this way. Like this area particularly here was a good spot that I think Infidel made his way through, and that really worked in their favour. Once we get out to here, of course, we're just starting to get to the fringes of where the boundary is. So you don't really need to come out here if you're GBI rather. And OPBHB, of course, spawning around the back here, they're pretty safe in that spawn. But as soon as they come in, they start getting that field of view right out across to that way where we were just talking about how GBI need to take that area. So this is also the area where we saw GBI try to push up, and I think they were misled by the terrain itself. So whilst they've got cover, like actual cover from the map high ground there, so you can't see anything up high ground, this is a very exposed area once you start to get to about this point here. Insofar as that you can see in there where those buildings are, where I was saying they shoot from you before, they can see you running across this field. So even if they don't pick you up because of the way the terrain is here, as you run along this area here, you can dive down into the ground sort of here and get in behind the grass and stuff. They know you're pushing through. The further down you go, the more exposed you are to all the different angles. So that angle there now starts to shoot at you. And this angle here, this angle over here has got absolutely lots of shots at you. So, and then, you know, if you're stupid enough to put your head up here, then all the people that are hiding in there are also shooting at you as well as anyone who's made their way up there. So this, I think GBI used this area here a bit too much trying to get through, and they were just getting flank shot. So as you're running down here, a lot of people don't look left, and they were getting shot in the arse from that fence line over there. And then they get into here, and then it becomes even more problematic because not only have you got people line of sighting you from all the way down the end of that channel, they are now starting to look at you a bit more from up this way, and maybe even in those buildings in that zone just there that we're looking at, right, amongst that. So they can potentially be shooting you as well. So it's an overemphasis on that area there, whilst it's getting into the cap circle, because that's what they were trying to do, is try to get into this area here to be in the cap circle. It's too exposed from multiple flanks. The better path, I think, for this team from coming from this side is down through this way and then get in amongst this. And there's no reason why they couldn't come across this area here, pop a smoke or two there. And I mean, even that, you don't even need much smoke. You're in there. And then getting in here and pushing through this area here, cleaning out everything, because you've got so much cover from line of sight as much as anything. And right up into here, then you're only just starting to get exposed there now. But you've also got this back option that I just talked about before. They can go around. So more of that needed. OPBHB on the other side, of course, we didn't get to see this terrain just before. Let's get our angles right. We're about there now. I'll just see if we're heading off to start here. We're just waiting for the time of a start. Keep an eye on that now in chat. Yeah, I'm going to start at time, waiting on full cap. Yep. So they've got the same sort of play here. If you look, where are we? Plenty of map edge there still to go. Oh, too far. Sorry, my bad. Plenty of map edge there to go. This whole road is good. All right, and then some of this area up here, but that's kind of really, you can't get in there, so it's so pointless. But all this area here is the same as the other side. Lots of walls and holes and things like that. And then out in the open again. So if they're out here defending GBI, they've been pushed back. If they go straight for the point, they're going to have lots of line of sighting on them, a bit too much. All right. So just some interesting points there for you to note. What we're waiting for, by the way, is the full cap to occur. And then it will be actual start time as it comes back off of that. So domination of these sort of housing backyards That's the spot. That's what they've got to focus on. Whatever side you're on, that's what you've got to take. 1:13 start time. So we're going to start in 2.5 minutes just over. And that's perfectly good. All right. All right. Just overdid the music there a bit, didn't I? I don't know. It always comes through louder in my headset than it does on the stream. So it's really hard to tell whether it's a suitable volume or not. But 1:13 start time, folks. So if you aren't anywhere near your keyboard, you've got about 2 minutes to get back there to watch what's going on in this second round of this match between OPBHB and GBI. OPBHB with the slight advantage of maneuver in that first round managed to pick up the win, and now it's up to GBI to claw it back and try and even the scoreboard. OPBHB, of course, would want to press through, take it 2-0 and win for the upgrade on their points board, of course. So we will see what happens here. 1:14, so we've got 1:13 start time. Let's get rid of that funky old map there. Very much interested to see whether GBI can do or what OPBHB did to them. There it is. It's even caps right now. Pretty interesting the way they have to do that. There's a truck blowing up just for shits and giggles. 1 minute, 20 seconds away from start. Who's got this one, folks? Chat, let me know. We'll have already started the match because there's a 5-minute delay. But I'm keen to see who's cheering the most for which team. And then objectively, which team you think is going to win this particular round. Because it will determine where we go from there. 1 minute on the board. Just a quick check of the teams themselves again. And if you're just joining us, as I said, GBI are down 1 at the moment. OPBHB up 1. We've played 1 match. And yes, it's just been a very, very good... sorry, we played 1 round. It's been a very good match so far. Really looking forward to this next round. 37 seconds there. Star players definitely watched... where is he? Where is he? Don Weiss, over there on the right, was one of the standouts for OPBHB. Richie and Proz were standouts for GBI. There you go. 10 seconds left now, folks. Get across to that other screen. Make sure I've got my timer ready. 5 seconds. And 3, 2, or 1. And we're away, folks. There it is. Oh, fuck the music off. Listen to that shit while we're playing. Get the battle sounds back on. There you go. And I think, again, well, look, OPBHB are going for the high ground this time in Swarm, whereas GBI are sending most everything, of course, to Doral Train again, which is what happened last time. They are doing the cap now, of course. They'll be closer to the circle. They will get that circle stuff. 5 down the bottom here for OPBHB, looking in there. And I think OPBHB are actually pushing down the road towards it. So they're not really going for the high ground. They're just going down the road towards Train. And whereas GBI are pressing up through that middle spot. So interesting stuff here from OPBHB. A very, very unique play as they come in on the point now. We'll just get the angle right here. Sorry about that. GBI are taking that point early because they've got numbers in. Let's watch some of that close gameplay, top right corner there. What do we got? Nice little building stuff going on there. This is your play. GBI with the advantage. They've got some kills on early. Murray Mofo's down. Maybe if he got his OP up, he'd be happy. Infidel there inside the building. Richie going straight in and picks him up. Nicely done from Richie. Ajax there round the back. Venom's down. Richie's down. GBI slightly got the advantage here at the moment. Corsi's down as well, though. And it's trading back now towards... Ajax is picking up. Land Cruiser's going to go down. That's a great play there from the remnants of OPBHB. They are still losing the cap, I think. No, it's going back their way. Wow, that's some tight play right now. Proxy Genes and Ajax really played that out well and managed to pick up their people that they needed to. And they've put the pressure back onto the GBI. And really interested in this building area up the top here, actually. Whatever the hell's going on in here, it's a tight little play. Get the camera down nice and close. And OPBHB are pressing back now on GBI. GBI get some spawn wave in. Let's see what happens. Numbers going back to OPBHB's way. On the point, it's going back towards center cap again. Long range stuff going in here. Nice controlled fire, actually. Where's that? Numbers, just doing his little bursts. All right, that's how you shoot a machine gun, folks, because it does keep people down. If you do the full spray and pray, you run out of ammo a lot quicker, so you can suppress for less time as a result of that. And the enemy still know where you are anyway. Whereas with this short burst stuff, no one's coming out there, and he can sustain that rate of fire a lot longer. That's how you machine gun. All right, you get the same effect for like double or triple the time from one belt. And that's good play there from Numbers. Very good machine gunner, Numbers. Hats off to you, mate. All right, OPBHB are taking this point. Venom's down there, though. This might change things a little bit back in GBI's favour. They just got pushed off slightly at the point itself, and it was enough. And that top wave that came in there, up there on the high ground, did sort of do something. I don't know whether I would say it was the great play of the century, but it was enough to piss off GBI, I think, and they've sort of lost the point a little bit. And we'll keep that cap circle view there. That's the top right camera now. So cap. So GBI actually pushing back in beautifully now. They've got that wave in, and they are surging nicely. That's a great recovery from them. Took them a moment. You know, a red hot minute there. They had to sort the shit out, but now Proxygene's the only one's left. He's got nowhere to go here. He's sort of just sitting there. Of course, he's looking. No, he's picked up his man. Terry there. Bam, bam. Oh, 2 down. Nice Proxy. Proxy's one man in this. He's finally been picked up there. Great play, though. Leaps down as well. I think GBI now got the initiative here. They've pushed out most of OPBHB. They've got that pressure up to the top of map there. Top of screen there. You can see at the 10 o'clock position. The trade is happening again, and GBI just shutting that down now. This is good work. Skiz is pushing around the back here. Numbers back in again with that nice, slow, deliberate machine gun play, which has shut down this entire flank, actually, for GBI. Not that they're using it right now, but they actually couldn't anyway if they tried, because Numbers is in the perfect position to just say, no one's coming out on that side, thanks. So he's really closing that off nicely, giving his teammates a chance to actually work the building area there. Watch him go. Look at that. Bullets come past. Of course, he can't do anything against that. And see, you can see, he's just had to press back, and he's like, well, fuck, now how do I get around there? And Venom now, with that great foot on the ground from Numbers there, Venom's just able to push up quite happily along the side of the building there. And he's made beautiful ground. Of course, he can't do shit. And that is what Machine Gunner is all about, folks. That is team play. That is absolutely team play. That is squad level play right there. 1 foot on the ground while your team moves forward. Exactly what I talk about in every friggin' stream. And great play there. But GBI, look at him. See, Numbers. Look how long he can sustain that for. So, of course, he's like, well, I can't go around there. I can't push. Here he goes. He's looking now. He's got his head down. He's managed to hit the ground. But he's got Infidel to worry about as well. And as he scrapes his way forward on the ground there, yeah, he's gone. See? So he couldn't do anything. Blue's asking about medics. I think I saw one earlier. There was a couple of surges on medics. GBI finally taking the point here. There you go. GBI capturing there. But I tell you what, they are still pressured. 24. So that was an intense 5 minutes there, folks. Nice kill there from Terry on Infidel. Now they've got to consolidate, GBI. They've got to press forward. They've got to press forward here and try and clean out the GBI players, the OPBHB players, and just get a forward point where they can defend rather than defending on the point where they are. Looking up north here quickly while we watch that, we just keep an eye on the top right corner on that. GBI just losing this trade up here. Flo now trying to pick up and AFL Zombie. What is that name? AFL Zombie. Yes, it is Zombie. Nice kill from Zombie on Ready Fishy there. Flo trying to pick him back up. Strikeout takes his man. And look, really, really good play from both teams here in this round. And look at the pressure now. OPBHB just pressuring the point again there. But GBI got all the work to do. Reminder, the main screen is blue. That's GBI. The top right corner of the blue players are actually OPBHB. So we're going to drop back over there and have a look what's happened here. And that machine gunnery, I think, is making all the difference, because it just gives OPBHB a chance to move their forces forward while having a defensive point. GBI are pushing in on that other side of the cap right now. Now they've got their OP back here where Icon is. And I'm not sure what they're trying to achieve here, but they're going to go back out on the road. And again, same problem. Numbers is just shut down that road. Look at to the Peter there, pushing down the road again. They have to leopard crawl their way slowly forward. Numbers has just beautifully suppressed that street, that entire street there. Just good play. I'm so impressed. Can you tell? I love it. I love a good machine gunner that actually gets how to fucking machine gun. All right. There's nothing wrong with from the hip. but in comp, this is what you do. All right. So the Peter is there, well, to whoever his name is, to the Peter something. To the Peter coach or Peter the copter. He's just pushed out nicely. I think he hasn't quite got angle, actually. Let's watch what happens here. Hey, they haven't got angle on each other. Peter can't see shit. Poor bastard. He's going to have to come up here. And the moment he comes up here, well, he's just got a little bit of angle, but it's not really affecting numbers. This is such good stuff to watch. Terry, double kill from Infidel. And then picked up by Corsi. Peter's got his man, although maybe that was Pedro. Actually, I don't know. Good play there. Peter now needs to move and set up in a better spot so he can actually suppress the road and do exactly what Numbers has been doing for ages. Back up to a top-down view now. Infidel and Ajax pushing up. A lot of pressure on this point. We're not even 10 minutes in yet, folks. It's sweaty, this one. GBI with all the work to do here, and they are just grinding down, trying to press forward off the point so they can defend forward, because you can see there it's blinking as OPBHB start to tickle it a little bit with some numbers close to. Remember, the point is actually where Dyslexics is right now. So he's made his way right in there, and he's going to just piss off anyone who comes near him. He might be trying for a spawn surge OP. I think that'd be risky actually to do that, but hey, you know what? Throw the dice, take your chances, I guess. Because, yeah, as soon as anyone walks anywhere near him, it's gone. But the thing is, he's fairly exposed, ironically, which means... Now, Pedro's moving up on him. Pedro picked up. Wow, Dyslexics, great play there. This is trouble. OPBHB are actually doing some good work here. And you can see Peterco there is just setting up still with the machine gun and shutting down stuff. Numbers is going to push forward onto his spot again and see what he can do, I reckon. Let's watch that play out there. GBI still holding on here. So it's good. It's pretty good. What's happening up the north there, or not the north, the top of map there? GBI pushed out OPBHB. Well played, GBI here. Well played. They are holding their own against OPBHB this time. Slightly ahead of the game here. And you can just see they're trying to get forward a bit more. So they're not back here anymore. They're up there. So they've made 50 metres of ground. I mean, it's not a lot, is it? World War I style. But every metre counts here for getting them away, getting OPBHB away from the boy. Bit of trouble here in the middle, though. Cooked has been picked off by Strikeout. You know, well, there's no combined... Deathless is asking about combined arms. There's no combined arms, mate. It's all infantry level stuff. It's all infantry stuff. So it's 1 foot on the ground now. That's your new catch cry. Having 1 foot on the ground while the rest of your squad moves forward. No arms for anybody. Anyway, so here they are just getting pressed slowly, but OPBHB picked up that middle area of map. Quite surprising. Quite surprising there. The GBI have let that go, and that's now a problem for them because they're starting to lose the cap from that high side, and GBI really need to push that Murray Mofo. And this is a great general push here onto the point itself. Centigram picks up his man, those strikeouts down. Zombie coming through there against Murray Mofo. Watching the play here. Top of map is all GBI at the moment, but this is where it's at. This is what GBI didn't do enough of in the first round. Didn't push enough people into the point area itself to pressure it. Land Cruiser down. Look at Dyslexics. Trims 2 down. Terry watching backwards. Can he pick up his man? Yes, he does. There you go. But 2 for 1 is a bad trade for GBI. Because now Terry's by himself there with about 5 or 6 GBI, OPBHB pushing in. Big trouble for GBI here. Not even halfway through, and they're losing this point. They got to pressure it back. Numbers coming in now for them. Is it going to be enough to hold? Peter is holding the street. Numbers has lost his point there, so he's pushing on somewhere else perhaps. Icon down. GBI, a lot of trouble here. OPBHB, great attack. Great on the attack here, OPBHB. Oh, Don Vice down. That's a good kill. That's going to push it back the other way a little bit. It's contested. There's your medic, Blue. In amongst it, 2 kills there on GBI. This is going to fall to OPBHB. They've got numbers. Rocket, Murray Mofo ducks that one. God, look at this. OPBHB with just a great general attack on the area there. This is exactly what GBI need to do last round. They needed to send enough people down into the cap zone to pressure it. They didn't. This time around, OPBHB showing how to do that. And they will take cap there, folks. So, can GBI claw this back with 16:46 to go? Big matches. Big play there from OPBHB. Well done to them. Top-down camera, keeping an eye on it from a different angle. Oh, dear. GBI pushed right out now. Murray and Reggie. Only thing left, and they're just pincered. They've got people all around them right now. Bam, another kill there. I think OPBHB are on a run. They're on a tear, folks. And GBI have got to put a blocking force in, or it's going to be GG's for them. Terry down as well. Look at him go. This is big stuff from OPBHB. And they will have pressed out the garrison, the OPs that are here. All right, and now they've been pushed. OPBHB have pushed GBI right back to their garrison spawn. This is huge for GBI. They need to take this back now. And they've got to take those buildings where Keebs and Infidel are. Great play from OPBHB, that, folks. That was a brilliant passage of play from them. They just put a run on and steamrolled the GBI defence and just kept rolling through nicely. GBI still with a bit of a chance there where Murray's squad is. Oh, Murray wears it finally. He's had about 5 rocket shot at him. Oh, Don Vice just kills everybody there. This OP's about to go. There's a rocket. Oh, he's rocketed his own man. Fratricide. I mean, they got the spawn of... Oh, darn it. Seeker with the last second kill, but Ajax rockets his own guy. That could have been a mistake. Well, it kind of was. I'm sure old mate will have words with him about that. But ultimately, Seeker saved the day there by taking that OP down. So, what has to happen here? GBI got to push this village area. That's the spot I told you about before. If they were unfortunate enough to get pushed back, they need to push this village and dominate it. And they're struggling against that right now. We might watch that nice and tight over here. And just keep an eye on how it looks from this perspective. That's about where the angle is we're at right now. High ground there is taken well by GBI. They're just holding that. There's not much happening up here. And there's not really much need to be up there anymore. It's not overly affecting the passage of play on the point itself. Because it's just too much. Like, whilst it's important to control this area in some way, you can't shoot through to the point because there's too much cover and concealment. Someone's dying there. Die quieter, damn it. All right, back down into this area. Oh, we're under halfway to go, folks. 14, just under 14 to go. Amazing stuff from both teams, but OPBHB really took the initiative there about 5 minutes ago. Impressive play. Richie, Don Vice, look at him go. He's done the jump and he's actually got away with it. Oh, now he's gone the jump and spray and he's picked up Reggie and he's still alive somehow and he's made his way up to the building. Now, oh, and he's walked into the open and been shot. Blue's like, fucking stay out. But Blue's picked off from range. They're great kill from Keebs, I think. Infidel pick it. Oh, someone just died right. That was a, how far is that? 200-meter shot. Beautiful shot. Corsi there trying to play tag with Infidel. That never works well. Playing tag with Infidels. Yeah, yeah. That's, I know. Numbers there. He's trying to get up here into this zone and put a machine gun down. He's one of the best machine gunners I've seen in these comps. Rockets in, picks up his man, Ajax. Finally stops with the team kill. Picks his guy nicely. Don Vice. But look how far out we are now, folks, from the point. 150 metres out. OPBHB have set a layer up, and GBI have got to try and press that. And they're still not pushing this town area enough. Quite literally, if you push down here, you only have that way to worry about and that way. You don't have that way to worry about. Going up through here, you've got 3 different angles to look at. And then in your back as well, because the bloody enemy are down here. The enemy are so far down here, they're right down in the corner. Actually, I think he might have been close to out of bounds. He was close. Yeah, just in still. That's still in. Yeah, well done. If he got there, that would have been a bastard of a spot because he could have just shot back up that street from here. Imagine getting an OP down here, because that's in, folks. That is in play right there. An OP in here would be a prick of an OP. They'd probably get shot out eventually pretty quick, but just to really rub salt in there. Here's Peter there shooting around the road. He's done some pretty good machine gun. Look at the control. Look at those control bursts. There it is. 1 foot on the ground again. Control bursts. Numbers is obviously served in the military before. That's what I'm saying. Calling it. He's either currently or formerly a military man. GBI getting a little bit of initiative here in the middle. Icon's got to get his OP down and get some people forward. He has. That's good. That's good. We're just watching him now below us there. We'll just sweep around. Look at the top right just to keep an eye on Icon. Why don't we? You know what? Let's go down and see what he does, because the worst case scenario is that he dies. There we go. We can watch a bit of Icon running in that top right corner. Let's watch some of this other play go out. That's as far back as I can get him. Here he goes. Popping the grenade out, the old stick grenade. And they are getting some momentum now, GBI. This is good. Icon has managed to make something happen here. He's just got to be careful there, because there was always a machine gunner on that street, but he's managed to avoid that at the moment. Getting a bit of play going on there. It's nice to actually look at it, a bit of camera work, following someone around that doesn't die as much. The trouble with doing this, of course, is that generally the moment you put a camera on them, they fucking die. Icon watching. Oh! Oh, no, mate. That wasn't me. You were alive, damn it. Back away we go. Cut the commercial. Cut the commercial. Okay. Ajax against Terry and Corsi. GBI have made 50 metres back. Can they do it? Can they do it? 9:50 to go, folks. Chaz, good to see you, mate. 9:50 to go. Seeker and Don Vice pushing in. This will be a bad... This will be nasty. Seeker and Reggie. All right, some funny comments coming up in chat from a few minutes ago. We've got 9 minutes 20 to go, folks. Seeker, look at that. Pushing in nicely. He's got his man right in front of him. Bam! Bam! Kills there. Seeker. Now he's got a bunch coming in nicely there. Infidel has made his way into that building I was talking about before, and he'll get into that street area and just annoy him. GBI doing the work here. Icons OP forward. Nice work. To the Pete's gone. He's been shot. Proxy's picked up Land Cruiser. Oh, and Corsi. Oh, and Richie. Proxy 3 for 3. And he's got the OP as well. What an MVP play right there. GBI getting some momentum. One mans it and cleans him out. Proxy now got Venom to support him. He'd be like, no, fucking don't come here and take my kills, mate. It's all me. Venom's put shots in. Icon now in trouble. They're going to watch the wrong way, though. Grenade's gone off. One down. Oh, wow. OPBHB 2-mans the 5 squad. But to be fair, it was 1 on 3 and then 1 on 2. Great MVP effort there from OPBHB. And I think that's it, folks. That has got to be the end of the GBI push. They're going to go down fighting here, but gosh, when you've got people doing that to you, it's pretty obvious that you're in trouble in the match. When that sort of play comes out of the fucking wallet and gets thrown on the table, you can't match that money, folks. That was top stuff from those two players. And now they're set up, because Proxy, being a squad leader, is just going to be able to slap his OP down now, and they're going to be forward staging. 7 to go. GBI have been pincered off the bottom here. There's Peter getting his MG set up. I feel like he'll be a bit exposed there, though, of course, because he's got those guys off to the right there. Someone will shoot him in a sec. Shot banned. There she goes. Too exposed there. Of course, he's now in trouble there as well. He doesn't know where to go. Wow, that was brilliant. There's numbers with the machine gun down on the street there. He's actually just probably actually wasting bullets right now, to be honest. Up the top of the map here, we haven't watched much of this play up here, so we might just throw down an eye on this. It looks like the OPBHB have just kept putting pressure on up here. And trade versus trade going on. God, it's a fucking horrible day here, by the way. Last night we had 120k an hour wins. And now it's just crap. So everyone's at home inside today. But what a great play there from OPBHB, wasn't it? That was the stuff. That's what makes a good 18s team, is that type of really gritty play. And a good effort from GBI there, but I think they're just pressed out. We are watching the point itself. Oh, big rocket in that top right corner I just saw. Yu is around the back here. Where is he? He's just inside the boundary here, coming around the flanks there, and Kobayashi's in trouble. Oh, nice kill from somebody on... Yeah, that was Kobayashi shooting him. Great kill. Maybe Fish actually picked him up, I'm not sure. So GBI is still playing that area. But this is where, again, GBI now got to throw everything at this area down here. They really do. With 5:40 to go, this is it, folks. They've got to call all this back right now. 50 ninjas there in numbers have got their 2 MGs set up. That's part of the problem. Like, listen to this. Hear the bullets coming past? So this is suppressive fire. Land Cruiser's trying to see his man. I mean, he's not being suppressed in that building, but as soon as something comes close to him, you'll see him duck off. He can't see his man because 50 ninjas is set up. We only know he's there because of the bullets, the icon. But look where he's set up. He's got that tree behind him, and it makes him fucking impossible to see at range. He just looks like a piece of fence. And look at the bullets. They can't do anything now. He knows where they're shooting at him from, so he's now suppressing that where he needs to. Oh, and bam, thank you. Kobayashi just wears it. 4:58 to go. GBI, you got to do something here, team. You've got to rush somewhere. Street side, right side. That's where I'll be going. 2 kills there. 3 kills there. Richie, well done. Picks up his guys. Richie's definitely the MVP on the GBI team. We're going to remember that at the end if we get the chance to plug it. All right, but it won't actually happen. You don't get to give him a point. But Richie's McCall here, folks, for MVP. Absolutely. I'd be mixed between... I liked Dom Vice today. Ajax is pretty good. And numbers, it'd be, I think, Infidel as well. Actually, I think Infidel might have been my MVP on the OPBHB. I just don't see that. This is a good play. Again, in the last 5 minutes, we see GBI pushing the point. Oh, Richie's down. Oh, Land Cruiser's down. Yes. Nice defense there from the OPBHB team. All right, that's going to be good enough, I think. That's going to be good enough. We're keeping an eye. Absolutely pissing down rain here at the moment, by the way, so sorry if there's a background sound. I think that'll be good enough for OPBHB to hold out here. Some good play here from GBI, just not quite getting enough on, are they? And that 1 foot on the ground stuff going on from OPBHB. Top shelf play, folks. Top shelf play. And now look at that. They've cleaned out the middle area now, and they're picking up the back lines of GBI. As they press in, they're going to press around and just piss off anyone trying to get across this road. That will have to be GG's, I reckon. Blue's right up there, though. Blue is up there in the point itself. How the hell that happened, I have no idea. So we can keep an eye on that a little bit. There's that machine gun plate coming in. Numbers now is actually in a critical position here. Watch Pedro. Bullets coming in. Pedro, look at that. He's just like, fuck, I'm going to get out of there. And numbers again. Look at that. Yeah, it's just so good to see a machine gunner doing it well and doing it properly. He gets the exact same effect as everybody else does when they spray and pray, or like full clip, but he does it for 2 or 3 times as long. Although, having said that, Pedro, a brilliant pop and kill there, has picked up his man. Nice work, but he's been picked up for his trouble in return. 2:29 to go. GBI, nothing left in the tank here, I don't reckon. They're not giving up, but I just don't see him getting through. Rockets going in. Don Vice, watch out, mate. Ajax is fucking... doesn't care who he shoots at as long as he gets a kill. That's Ajax. Oh, big kill there from Don Vice on Murray. Stenogram's on top of her. Oh, look out! Oh, he was on top of a parasol, and there is no more. That was a lovely rocket from Ajax. I liked that one. That was a good one. 1:45 to go. All the work to do for GBI, but they haven't got it, folks. They have not got it in the tank. Pedro pushing forward. He'll get Ajax. No, he's been picked off by Ajax. Murray, watch out. Got a bit of a building to defend him. Oh, Ajax, 2 for 2. Good play there. Ajax showing a top skill set there. Oh, shots fired. 3 now. Ajax picks up. He hit 4. Rocket goes down range. Ajax decided he doesn't want to play that game. Oh, bam. Venom picks up his man, though. Ajax around the other way. Oh, he's been picked up by a nice little shot. Down to the last minute, folks. Down to the last minute. We'll watch the crew try and push in here, but it's definitely not happening. I just don't see how GBI can do anything here except say thanks very much. It was a great effort. They didn't get there. Definitely think the MVPs are Numbers, Ajax are one of those two on that team. And look, across here on the Blues. Across here on the Blues, we would suggest that it was Richie. All right, Richie, well played. Last spawn wave now for GBI. They didn't give up. They fought it all the way. 10 seconds left. So, ladies and gents, what will happen now is we'll say GG's to OPBHB. Congratulations for the win. 2 rounds to 0. Commiserations for GBI, who fought hard, but they were just outplayed and sometimes outshot, but not always. Well done, though, to OPBHB there. And that, we'll just check the adjudicator. Yeah, it definitely should be over. No overtime. That was it. So we can back out of that one now, folks, and get across to the main screen where I put my pretty face on. There you go. And we'll just pop up the old... So, back over to the stats. That's the wrong screen. That's the one we want. So that brings OPBHB up there closer to DC. GBI still in 3rd place and EG down the bottom of that table. All right. And back across to this one, of course. Oh, I've moved my camera some stage. Well done. Yeah. So that's the other one as well. So there we go. I'm going to finish it up there. Thank you very much for coming along and joining me. I was your host, Noppers. I hope you enjoyed yourself today. Pretty good match there. I did enjoy it, but happy times. And I look forward to, if there's a raid available for us, we'll do that. And remember, this weekend is full of Hell Let Loose. Check, just go to Twitch and type in Hell Let Loose and you'll see a whole bunch of people streaming a whole bunch of different matches. Particularly tomorrow, the American Premier League cracks off. And that's going to be a rip terror. Thanks to Lieutenant Colonel Matthews and the team there for getting that one up and running. I won't be able to cast any tomorrow, but I will be around next weekend. I'll cast as many as I can. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon. As they say, of course, keep smiling. Goodbye for now.